Is it too soon to be nostalgic over the early 2010s? The nerd glasses, the Pac-10, then Pac-12 conference? Obviously, the Ogwumike sisters in Palo Alto? It was a simpler time. At least Chiney made it look simple as she carved out a spot for herself on the already packed Mount Rushmore of Stanford women's hoops. This episode of Wooden Award Spotlight is presented by Principal. Although she began her basketball career alongside her big sister Nneka, it wouldn't be long before Chiney stood alone at the top of countless leaderboards. To this day, she is the only player, men's or women's, in the storied history of the Cardinal to win the Wooden Award. 15 years before that, in the Houston metro area, 10-year-old Chiney was hiding in the bathroom of her first AAU practice, tugging on her jorts.
So what had happened was, one of my mom's coworkers came to our practice session, and she said, "You have your girls in gymnastics. Did you know that tall girls should be in basketball?" So the next week, my mom signed us up for basketball. That first practice, we went to the gym. We saw amazing young girls wearing Nikes, wearing Adidas, cool basketball shoes, all the gear and apparel. They were doing two-ball dribbling drills. We came in jorts and a halter top and our glasses, proud nerds, glasses holders. We were wearing Van shoes. My older sister, Nneka, was fearless. Her first shot didn't just go over the backboard, it went over the scoreboard that was sitting on top of the backboard. I always tell everyone we fell into basketball and fell in love with it.
In high school, Chiney did it all. From student body president, civil rights club founder, and countless academic honors, to captaining both the basketball and volleyball teams. She led the Cy-Fair Bobcats to a state title as a senior, securing her spot as the Naismith Player of the Year. Her school even hosted a surprise pep rally to present her with a Gatorade National Player of the Year award. Nneka and the Stanford team joined in the celebrations via Skype. How's that for some more 2010s nostalgia? A McDonald's All-American, averaging 22.9 points per game, 13.9 rebounds, 3.5 steals, and 2.1 blocks her senior season, Chiney was the obvious #1 recruit in the class of 2010. She could have played with Skylar Diggins at Notre Dame or Maya Moore at UConn, but she saw her best academic and athletic path with her sister at Stanford.
A lot of people are like, how is it to live in the shadows of Nneka Ogwumike? And I don't consider it shadows, I consider it her legacy. I just was really excited to have a future and to be able to have a hand in my future. Because sometimes people don't get the opportunity to choose where they want to go. They take the opportunity, and I really am blessed to have the position to, choose Stanford University and also them choose me.
Joining a team that had just made the national title game, Chiney made an immediate impact her freshman year on the farm. As the fourth offensive option, she put up 12 points and 8 boards on 57% shooting in only 24 minutes per game. But her defense was an even bigger deal early on. In 2024, Chiney said Maya Moore is the toughest player she's ever guarded in her life. And you'll never guess who her assignment was just 10 games into her college career. UConn came into Maples Pavilion on a 90-game winning streak, then the longest ever. It spread over 3 seasons and 2 national titles, including the year prior when they had to take down Stanford to get there. In 19 minutes before fouling out, Chiney made the 2011 Wooden Award winner's life difficult, helping to hold Moore to 5 of 15 shooting. UConn never recovered from its slow-scoring start in Chiney's only win over the Huskies.
The only way you can survive guarding such a great player is by, first of all, respecting their game, but also realizing they're human. She is human, but she has superhuman capabilities.
After the Cardinal went undefeated in Pac-12 play in 2010, they did it twice more once Chiney got to town, eventually finishing with 88 wins and 2 losses in conference play from 2010 to 2014. Stanford charged through to their 4th straight Final Four, but Texas A&M rallied from down 10 with 6 minutes left to send Stanford home on their way to cutting down the nets. This game epitomized the Stanford dynamic during the Double Ogwumike era. Nneka dropped 31 to cap off a great tournament. Chiney was great in the tourney too with 3 double-doubles. The issue was staying on the court. She was all-conference on defense all 4 years, but she fouled out in the Final Four after racking up 4 fouls apiece in the Elite 8 and Sweet 16. By 2012, the team wasn't just winning, they were even providing halftime entertainment. In a viral song they wrote inspired by Tyga's Rack City, Chiney and Nneka were the voices of a Stanford athletics-wide statement. Nerd City kids started the Nerd Nation movement on campus as the Cardinal proved the smart kids could ball too.
Nerd City kid, nerd City kid. A's and B's on my transcript. Andrew Luck MVP on our guest list. Pac-12, you don't know who you messing with?
Nneka was a first-team All-American, Chiney made the second team, and Stanford cruised into the Final Four on a 32-game winning streak. Against Brittany Griner and unbeaten Baylor, Nneka led the Card with 22 points, but Chiney fouled out halfway through the second half with just 4 points and 4 rebounds. The sisters were an undeniable front court who fed off each other, imposing their height and strength every time they stepped on the floor. But they didn't get to share the court enough in the biggest moments, and Stanford's depth never quite got the job done. After Nneka was drafted first overall by the LA Sparks, Chiney began her junior year sans sister. Even Hall of Fame coach Tara Vanderveer admitted she didn't know what to expect from Chiney because, quote, "I've never seen her without Nneka."
When Nneka got drafted #1, I did feel a lot of pressure because I knew I was the next great post player that Stanford would pass the baton to, and I wanted to deliver. But at the same time, I was blessed because I was able to witness my sister do something that was beyond her wildest dreams. And so as much as I was a little bit scared of what was to come, I had the best role model, the best guide to teach me how to be great.
I imagine Tara being concerned for, all of 5 minutes because once the curtain came up on the season, Chiney knew it was showtime. 11 double-doubles in her first 13 games answered questions very quickly. In one of the rare games she didn't get a double-double, she was clutch down the stretch to help snap Baylor's 42-game win streak.
Is she the National Player of the Year, or is it Brittany Griner?
But Chiney Ogwumike's numbers are not only good, but she's also has carried Stanford in some ways. So she shows up against the best competition. She shows up against any competition, every game. She shoots efficiently. And, she does not have as much help, I would say, as Brittany Griner.
Losing only to UConn and Cal, the future champion and a Final Four team respectively, Chiney shined all season long. Averaging 34 minutes and less than 2 fouls per game, she reached her potential to become the first player to win both the Pac-12 Player of the Year and the Defensive Player of the Year. Despite her 26-12 against Georgia in the Sweet 16, the Cardinal came up 2 points short. Her offseason looked a little bit different in 2013 when she studied abroad in Nigeria. While there, she volunteered for local organizations running basketball camps and raising money to build a court for girls' basketball teams in the area. Leveling up again into a top 5 scorer in the country would have been impressive enough, but Chiney also made the top 5 in rebounds, shooting percentage, and double-doubles. The advanced stats loved her too, as she led the nation in player efficiency rating by a margin 2 points bigger than the gap between second place and 10th place. A Game 2 loss against Connecticut refocused the Cardinal, who immediately ripped off a 21-game win streak. Included in that was a battle against Andrea Carter and Tennessee, where Chiney posted 32 points and 20 rebounds to hold off a late-game comeback. It was her third of 4 collegiate games of at least 23 points and 20 rebounds.
If you've seen Tennessee Stanford, it seems like it always comes down to this.
And that will do it. Stanford, a 6-point win over number 3 Tennessee, giving them their first loss on the season.
Chiney's last regular season loss came against the player who would later break her Pac-12 scoring record. Kelsey Plum was just a freshman but matched Chiney's 23 points when she and her pack of West Coast Huskies ended Stanford's 62-game conference road win streak.
Stanford calls off the Dogs, and the Huskies get their first win over a top 5 team since 1990 when they knocked off second-ranked Stanford.
In the Elite Eight, Stanford overcame a 6-point halftime deficit to outscore North Carolina 44-29 in the final 20 minutes. And it wasn't just the Cardinal defense that stepped up. The supporting cast really came through, with 4 additional players complementing Chiney's 20 and 10 with double-figure scoring.
The balance has really been a big story here.
Her teammates made shots around her. That's a team win by Stanford.
In her last Final Four appearance, it only made sense that Stanford faced UConn one last time. It also made sense for Chiney to get her 85th career double-double. It was a 4-point game at the half, but Chiney facing intense defensive pressure and only Amber Orange able to muster additional offense caused the game to slip away. This was a UConn team in the midst of 4 straight national titles and 111 straight wins, so there was really only so much anyone could do. But Chiney's career isn't just some footnote to that dynasty. She cleared conference awards yet again, earning her 2nd Pac-12 Player of the Year, 3rd Defensive Player of the Year, Women's Basketball Scholar Athlete of the Year, and Woman of the Year across all sports. What else? A consensus All-American, academic All-American, oh, and of course, the Wooden Award in no small part thanks to her 3.6 GPA studying international relations. After a one-of-a-kind college career and a 4-year war against UConn, she ironically ended up back in Connecticut as the Sun's top pick. This selection made her and Nneka the first sibling duo to be taken #1 in a major sport since Peyton and Eli Manning. Chiney joined her sister in winning Rookie of the Year, made 2 All-Star teams, and was the vice president of the WNBA Players Association, where she teamed up with her president's sister Nneka to secure a breakthrough CBA in 2020.
Oh, hey, this is Chiney Ogwumike from ESPN. Welcome to SportsCenter's Top Plays of 2017. Salbona, and welcome to Johannesburg.
But you guys, hey, biggest cheat sheet ever. Give me a better answer, Nneka.
Welcome to Chiney's court. Keep fighting the good fight. Every time.
Texas stays winning. My dad has a saying, every disappointment is a blessing if you allow it to be. So I had an amazing rookie year. I was Rookie of the Year. I was an All-Star. I go and play overseas, and then I get injured. And that disappointment turned into a blessing because I was in Connecticut, and also in Connecticut, ESPN. Prior to my working at ESPN, no professional athlete was also a full-time broadcaster. But I understood the representation, especially when it comes to women's sports, having a WNBA athlete sit in the chair and talk about hoops. And I'm not just talking about women's hoops, just pure hoops. Men's basketball, NBA. I saw the power in that perspective, also understanding that I represent the players that are currently playing both leagues. And then also understood the position being a Black woman in this world and occupying this space and being able to be my authentic self. And so as difficult as it was to go to practice, to train, to drive, to go to studio, come back, and some days if you lose a game, you're like, am I doing the right thing? Is it worth it? I was always supported by my family, my friends, my teammates.
As a star player and an advocate, not many others can say they've had the same impact on a league or an entire sport as Chiney Ogwumike. She's continued reaching back to her roots by becoming the first woman to serve as a Basketball Africa League ambassador. She was still hooping when she became the first Black woman to host a national daily sports talk radio show. She's gone from the face of teams to a media natural to propelling women's sports into the future on every platform she can.
My hope for women's basketball is that you simply respect the game. If you love the game and you've got game, you are seen, you are heard, you are valued. To be a part of this moment in a different seat. I thought I was gonna be playing, but now to be a storyteller of this game has been the absolute greatest gift. And I believe that the sky is the limit for all who hoop, especially the women.
This episode of Wooden Award Spotlight is presented by Principal, proud sponsor of the 2026 John R. Wooden Player of the Year.